my nerves keep me up. I don't know.
And today you're here because you're promoting Ray Donovan, which is, I love that series. I got hooked on it. I don't remember how I stumbled onto it. I think it was one of those nights where, it's like I didn't have anything to do and I just kept scrolling through, scrolling through Hulu, and I was like, there's something I need to watch.
Yeah.
And so it was like one of the ones that I got hooked was Ray Donovan, and there was another one. I cannot think of the name. It's this gentleman he's an investigator, with homicides, and I can't think of the name, but he was another one. So Ray Donovan, so I was, that sounds interesting. And I just started binge watching, and I could not, I actually stayed up super late that night watching Ray Donovan.
Yeah, that was see, you didn't need coffee.
No, yeah.
You can see why I have no problem staying awake when I go to work.
Because you love what you do, right?
Yeah, and I think it's an unbelievable show. The actors are amazing. And for me, they're people that, across the board, the whole cast, I have so much respect for them. And love the work that they've done outside of the show, in addition to the show. And so I just am thrilled to be a part of it and get to create with them,
So you were on season 4, you said, and you were a police officer.
That's right.
So you're coming back this is season 5, and it premieres August 6th.
That's right.
So when you come back, are you coming back as you're going to be like a special interest to somebody in the series?
Well, so
on the
I
show?
don't know if you remember, but last season, Terry Donovan and I started a relationship.
Yeah.
So yes, so we're in a relationship. So that's carrying on. But I'm still Maureen is still a LAPD patrol officer as well.
Now, you know what, Terry, so this is Liv's wife?
No. Terry is Ray's brother. So he owns the boxing
He's the guy that
studio.
owns the boxing.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah, and he has Parkinson's. And,
That's right.
Yeah, and he, he's just the greatest. He's like my favorite character. I'm totally biased, of course, but he's just my favorite character on the show. He's absolutely amazing.
Okay, so do you actually kiss?
I don't know that we actually. I'm not sure if we've actually kissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like suggestion. I think I think in season 4, I get out of bed, so we've had a one night stand, but I think that's how our relationship starts. No, there's not a lot of.
Okay, so
when
you got out of bed, like, were you naked under, or do you wear shorts, panties? Like, how does that go? Like, I always wonder, when you have series and you watch them.
Fully naked.
Really?
Just kidding. I mean, I was pretty naked. There was like a tiny little patch or something, but nobody wants to know that. It's better to think I'm naked. I'm naked for the
No, but
show,
like,
right?
I've always wondered, because to me, it's like, I would think it's a little bit, being a guy, I would think, like, being a guy, especially like if you're in there like naked with another woman naked, I mean, something's got to happen down there with a guy,
or nothing happens, and then it's like really awkward. I mean,
really?
It's like all of it. Everything. Trust me, it's the most uncomfortable, awkward situation for absolutely everyone.
Yeah.
Both actors, all the crew. I mean, can you imagine? It's very odd. There's nothing sexy about it.
So has it happened where, like, he just gets like he's just medium? You know what I mean? Like, I would say, like, that would be embarrassing.
I mean, all of my co-stars have always been exceptional. So, never medium. We never go medium.
Yeah.
But no, truly. I mean, all jokes aside, it's a very technical situation,
Yeah.
and it's not like what we hope gets portrayed for the audience. You hope there's some chemistry, and you hope it's hot, but on screen. But in the room, it's very like, okay, great. So this is where we're going to stand.
Yeah.
Hi. And the truth is, I think I had met Eddie, who plays Terry. I probably met him once before that day. So truly, it's like, hi, I'm Tara. So, are you cool? I'm cool. All right, good.
So how do you go from, I would imagine it, you know, it's, I mean, I know this is like part of, you know, the acting process.
Yeah.
But I would, you know, how do you go from, you know, like, especially like, you know, with Terry having to do a scene with him where you have to, there's got to be like chemistry. How does that happen? You know, do you have to, you know, place your mind in a different place to kind of make that happen so it just goes through the screen where there's like, you know, chemistry where it's real?
The
reason why I'm asking you because I know, like, see, if I had a role with Liv Schreider, with okay, there's I don't have to like put my mind anywhere else. For me, it would just be instant like chemistry. Like, yes, okay, what do we have to do?
Well, this is the thing, you know, with acting, for me at least, I can only say from my experience. I'm sure everybody has their own thing, but it takes a lot of trust, and you sort of have this, particularly with good actors, you come into it with an agreement, a sort of an unspoken agreement that you are going to trust them completely, and they're going to do the same for you. And you open, and you fall in love, and you, in a very human way. And it comes from being vulnerable and being willing to fully see the other person and then take a leap of faith, you know? And it's not so much, it's not the same as like when you go on a first date with somebody. It's a completely different thing because the agenda is different, I guess, you know? But I do think it comes from trust, and I think chemistry comes when you can stand in front of another person and completely trust them. And that means you're vulnerable and you're open, and then all kinds of sort of inspirations from the universe come. And with them too, you know, I mean, that's like a communication. It's an energy communication.
So is there some things that we can expect in this season that might surprise us?
Oh, there's going to be so many surprises. I mean, truly, this season is incredible. They have done such an amazing job.
Yeah.
And I say they because I just feel like I'm a passenger on the train, and such a fortunate one, you know, to be there and be a part of a small part of it. But they've really, the writers, the producers, and the cast, the core cast, have gone out of their way to outdo themselves this year. So it is darker and more dangerous and more violent and more sexy and and more disturbing in a really wonderful kind of emotional way, which I think is one of my favorite things about Ray Donovan. Is it has that sex, violence, danger, slick thing of LA, but it also has this really kind of sinister, twisted, emotional underbelly that personally gets me. I love it.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. And it premieres August 6th on Showtime.
That's right.
That's exciting. Now, are you going to be there for quite a few episodes?
Yeah, I'll be around, yeah.
Are you going to be around like the entire, or?
I'm going to be, I'm not in every episode, no, but I'm around for the season,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, like I said, there are so many incredible guest stars this year. Susan Sarandon, it's not a secret, she's like one of the sort of the main guest stars this year. And all along with a lot of other people, Adina Porter, who was in True Blood, she's there, a whole incredible group of people. So, there will not be a dull moment, and
I can't wait to see it. Like, I'm definitely hooked on Ray Donovan. It's like, I remember when the season ended, I was like, wait, when is it coming back? And there was this gentleman who is my, you know, one of the kids that my son plays soccer with. He was working on editing. So I was constantly asking, I was like, when is it coming back? And he's like, well, not yet. It's like, it just ended. Like, and I was like, damn it. I'm like, I can't. Like, I need to come back.
It's hard, isn't it? We get so spoiled with Netflix and the ability to just binge watch whatever we want, or on demand, you can go and watch everything you want to see. You can get it all the seasons and watch for days in a row if you want to.
And it sucks because it goes by so quick, and it's just like, okay, do I really have to wait until like next season, for Ray Donovan to come back?
I love it.
Yeah. You're listening to the show. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm here with Tara Buck on Discover-Radio. What other projects are you working on?
I'm just about to start. Well, I'm in the beginning stages of starting a production company. So I'm going to start producing some of my own projects. So that's sort of the big picture. But I start shooting a film at the beginning of August that is a period piece that takes place 1860, which I'm really excited about. It's kind of, There Will Be Blood meets Deadwood or something.
Yeah.
And a completely different character than one that I've played before. My co-star in it is Shane Johnson, who's on that great TV show Power.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
And this is something that you're co-producing?
Yeah.
Have you ever co-produced before?
Nope. It's my first
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what made you get into co-producing in addition to acting?
Really just trying to take control of my career and make sure that I have so many incredibly creative friends and artists in my life, and it's a way of really picking great material and making sure that those stories get told, and making sure that the people who I know, who I love and admire, get to work.
Now, if you're going to start shooting in August, like when do you think it's going to be available?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Which is $1 million question, right?
Yeah, no, it's true, because you know what, usually like with film, you have to shoot and then you go to like, pre-production, post-production, and sometimes like something happens and sometimes it won't be until like a year later, a year and a half later.
Yeah.
When that happens, have you ever been like done movies where that happens? Do you like kind of forget and like, oh yeah, wait, that's right? Or it always stays in your head, like the role that you played?
It pretty much stays in my head.
Yeah.
There are a few projects that I have never seen,
Wow.
like, so for whatever reason, I filmed them and then, they kind of like went along on their own way and I didn't hear about them for a while.
Right.
And then you see something online and you're like, oh, that came out. Who knew? And then you just don't ever see it, or you lose interest.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, maybe that wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. I don't think I'll traumatize myself by watching it.
Gee, I was just going to ask that.
Absolutely.
I was going to ask you that. Do you ever go back and sit down and just watch? Every, like series that you've been in or films that you've done. Have you ever done that just to kind of see yourself?
Just like torture myself? No.
I know. Probably not, right?
So I find it so painful to watch myself the first time around.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been really fortunate for the most part. I feel like I've gotten to be a part of some wonderful projects.
Yes.
So, like chances are they're going to be cool, but it's really nerve-wracking and terrifying. You don't know. You're like sort of put it out into the world and in other people's hands, and it gets edited and chopped up and you see it and you're like, oh, I didn't wait. I don't know. That's what I meant.
Does your husband ever sit down with you to watch?
Yeah.
He does?
He does. Yeah.
How does it feel when he's doing that? Like, do you feel uncomfortable?
Oh, it's terrifying. Oh, yes. Oh, God.
Does he critique you?
He's usually really supportive. And
yeah.
I mean, actually last year on Ray Donovan, I was nervous. I was nervous to have him watch it with me, and I was like, "Oh, do we really have to watch this together?" Like, oh God! And he's such an alpha male. Like, I was like, he's gonna see me naked and be upset, and like,
especially if like you're in like you said, the bedroom scene, like when you just got out of the bed.
Oh yeah, I was so worried about it, and he was amazing, and I was like terrified watching, and he was like, "That was wonderful. You look hot." I was like, "But thank you, husband. Like, you're incredible."
I know. I was like, I imagine like that could be uncomfortable, because you just don't know, even though it's acting, you just don't know how, your mate is going to take it. Because, I would imagine for me, if I was married to an actor,
right?
And he had a love scene with another woman, I would be